Well, hey guys, how's it going? I am tucked away in the corner of the gym because I'm getting ready to get my burn on, but I promised you guys an update on my Mirena situation, and today is the day that I'm giving you the update. Just got back from my vaginal ultrasound, and I'll get into all that in a second, but I just wanted to give you a little recap about the Mirena and how it's been treating me now that I've had it in for roughly 4 months, or roughly 4 cycles. So if you look in my video playlist, I have a whole Mirena section of the videos that I've made on the Mirena. So if you haven't seen those and you're interested in Mirena, check that out because it'll give you everything from the very, very first day, including the insertion, and up until, the last update. And now that I've had it for roughly 4 cycles, I can give you a better idea of how it feels. So the main thing that you need to know is that my insertion was unbelievably wicked. It was painful, and that's the one thing that I was really surprised about because they had given me a cervix softening drug, which was supposed to help with the insertion, but I'm a nulli gravida. I'm nearly 40 years old, and I've never had kids. I've never had a termination. My body has never been pregnant before, and because of that, my cervix is extremely, extremely closed and very, very tight. So even with the cervix softening drug, the insertion was so rough on me. I almost fainted, which blew me away, and I usually have a pretty high pain tolerance. With that said, I'm so glad I still did it. And here's why. I have no more pain. Or at least very little. And the pain that I have is manageable now, which before, my shark bait was horrible. I couldn't manage the blood, I couldn't manage the pain, and now I can at least manage the pain. Now, granted, my doctor did give me this awesome medicine called Vicaprofen, which is Vicodin and ibuprofen, but I only take it as needed, and I don't need it that often, which is really, really fantastic. Before, I was taking ridiculous amounts of ibuprofen, Advil, and my doctor said, that's just going to wind up someday killing off your liver and kidneys, and she'd rather me take the Vicaprofen as I need it. It's a more heavy-duty drug, but it's at least a little bit gentler on my system because I don't have to take it that often, and so that's been a godsend. Honestly, that's been amazing. So after the bad insertion, we got that in. 40 days of brownish, sludgy, mucousy, chunky slime came out of me. Sorry to be graphic, but that's the truth. I had no idea it was going to be quite like that. And it was 40 days of it kind of brought me to the breaking point where I was like, is this ever going to stop? Is this ever going to stop? Am I going to have this stuff coming out of me? I mean, talk about not sexy. Talk about losing your libido. Talk about just absolutely grossing you out for days on end, and it just never stopped. And just like that, day 40 or day 41 stopped, didn't have it anymore. And then it was mostly pain-free. I still had a little bit of pain here and there, but the Vicaprofen, if I took one, or even a half of one, it really took care of that and knocked it out really fast. I was able to sleep really well, and the last 3 cycles that I've had, the last 3 periods, I've really had to cue in on non-period symptoms like my moodiness or my hunger level or the water retention that I had or those kinds of things, the pimples that would pop out on my face because I really wasn't bleeding, or if I was, I couldn't tell if it was just spotting, just kind of breakthrough bleeding, or if it was my actual period. So I marked everything down. I keep copious notes on everything, and I track everything. And that all happened while I was in India. Thank goodness I got the Mirena installed before India because the bathroom situation in India was a little bit precarious. And the way I had shark bait before, there is no way I would have been able to easily manage my flow while I was there because the bathroom situation was much, much harder to deal with. I had limited supplies. There weren't always actual toilets to be had, and I always had to carry my own toilet paper, my own wipes, and all of that. So having the amount of blood that I used to have to deal with on a regular basis, I would have been very, very uncomfortable in India with that, especially with being hot all the time and just cramping, and it just would have made the trip that much more stressful and difficult. So I'm really glad my timing worked out on that. So that's a really good thing. And now that I'm back, my doctor saw me and she's like, you know what? We really should have a vaginal ultrasound done just to check for anything, because I was still complaining about pain during intercourse, the fact that my libido was, waning. It was starting to come back. My libido's starting to come back. But that was one thing that was kind of switched off for a long time, was I really didn't have any sex drive. And normally I have a very high sex drive. So it's kind of awkward that, I wasn't really into it for a while. But libido's starting to come back, but now I'm having, continue to having pain. And I kind of always associated that with just cramps and the way my body kind of is. And she's like, you know what, you need a vaginal ultrasound. So we just got it done. I literally had it about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. And the doctor who did my vaginal ultrasound found some cysts. And I'm not an alarmist, I'm not a hypochondriac, and I'm not a pessimist, so I'm not going to, freak myself out over it right now. But the truth is, she's a little concerned. So we're going to check them in a couple of months, make sure everything is good. They are pretty big, and they have some fluid in them, and she's not exactly sure what kind they are. We're going to run some blood tests and see, and, they have to rule out the big, scary C word, which, I don't even want to put any energy into that at all. But, there are treatment options for it, and I'll have a meeting with my regular gynecologist soon so we can go over what she thinks is the next course of action for that. But, it is definitely something to be concerned about. One of my ovaries is perimenopausal, which was kind of hard to hear, even though I kind of figured it. I'm almost 40, so you kind of feel like I'm sliding into menopause a little bit. But it's just hard to kind of face that and know that it's really happening. But my my other ovary is sick, definitely sick. So we'll just see what is in store for that. And I'm not going to jump to any conclusions just yet. So no stress on that yet. I'm not going to give that any energy until I know more. With that said, I feel really good. I'm at the gym right now. I'm getting ready to go get my burn on. Nick is meeting with his personal trainer that he set up. And he's really excited about that. He's doing Medifast too, but I think he's going to be eating some more calories because he's going to be working out a lot with this trainer. So, he's just kind of getting himself back into some kind of program. And I'm still on Medifast, even though I've lost and regained the same 14, 15 pounds 4 or 5 times now between the summer and now. And, I'm ready for the downwards trend. I'm ready to, kick this for good. At least see how far I can get before I turn 40. But I'm doing well, and I know you guys are too. I miss you guys. I'm back. I'm going to be making plenty of videos. Although I will tell you, YouTube has, between Google Plus and YouTube and everything, it's making my life difficult with making videos and trying to upload them from my phone the way I used to and edit and everything. So it might take me a little bit longer to get them up, but I'm still going to be here. And I won't stop making content for you guys because I miss you and I enjoy talking to you guys. And the dialogue we have is fantastic. So thanks for coming along on the journey. Thanks for being there for me all through everything. I'm here for you too. Leave me lots of comments and go drink some water. I'll see you guys in a couple of days, okay? Bye.